Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing episode of Brainwash, जहां आपके थॉट्स की धुलाई होती है, सफाई होती है और एक नया रिफ्रेश थॉट आता है। हम यहाँ थोड़ी सीरियस बातें करते हैं, थोड़ी लाइट बातें करते हैं, पर आपको एक बात की गारंटी देते हैं कि जो विजडम है, ज्ञान नहीं है, ज्ञान तो सब बांटते हैं, हम विजडम की बात करते हैं। जो विजडम है वो आपको फुल ऑन ऑसम मिलता है, आपके प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ से कनेक्टेड होता है, ताकि आप अपनी जिंदगी, योर लाइफ कैन बिकम easier for you. Because what I believe in is that life has to be enjoyed with ease. कुछ भी मुश्किलें आए, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम्स आए, सब इंजॉय करना चाहिए। और आज की हमारी स्पेशल गेस्ट है जो ऐसे ऐसे करके आपको घुमा देती हैं, हमारी अपनी अमेजिंग प्रैक्टिसिंग काउंसलर एंड क्लिनिकल हिप्नोथेरेपिस्ट डॉक्टर अफशान। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस। आज हम समझेंगे उनसे हिप्नोथेरेपी के राज। और सबसे पहली बात जो है ना, जो मैं हर एक से बोलता हूँ, इस किसी चीज से घबराना नहीं। एवरी सिंगल थेरेपी इज मेड टू फैसिलिटेट, टू हेल्प यू। आपकी जर्नी में आपकी मदद करने के लिए होती है, किसी से घबराने की कभी कोई जरूरत नहीं होती। इनफैक्ट जितने सारे थेरेपिस्ट होते हैं वो ये बोलते हैं, घबराना छोड़ो, जीना शुरू करो। सो वेलकम डॉक्टर अफसान, हैव आई गॉट दैट प्रोनाउंसिएशन
Yes,
राइट?
yes, Afshan.
अफशान, ओके।
Yeah,
कैसी हैं
I,
आप?
I am fine, rocking.
ऑसम।
Yeah,
सो
super
हम
fine.
ना जैसे हिप्नोथेरेपी की बात होती है, सब लोग सोचते हैं अरे ये तो वशीकरण में ले जाएगी हमें, हमें
Absolutely.
हमसे सब कुछ करा देगी। सबसे सिंपल क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछते हैं कि बिल्कुल सिंपल भाषा में हिप्नोथेरेपी होता क्या है?
अच्छा, पहले तो जैसे मैंने ये सीखा था, तभी
हम्म।
पीपल वुड टेल मी, अरे आंखों में मत देखो, इसके ही हिप्नोटाइज कर देंगे। इट इज नथिंग लाइक दैट। जो मैं करती हूँ, दैट इज क्लिनिकल हिप्नोथेरेपी. Okay, which can be only done in a clinical setting, and it is Western hypnosis, not Eastern hypnosis. Eastern hypnosis में वशीकरण करते हैं, but not in Western hypnosis. Western hypnosis is very scientific, very, very scientific. For that, I will have to explain the concept of the mind. Then it will be easier for everybody to follow what is hypnosis and what is hypnotherapy. See, first of all, you have to understand the mind. The mind, everybody knows now, it is conscious and subconscious. So conscious mind is 10 to 12% of your total mind capacity, and the rest is your subconscious mind. All right. In between, and the subconscious mind has got two memories. One is modern memory, and the other is primitive memory. What do I mean by modern memory? Modern memory is the memory from when you were born till date. And primitive memory is, if you believe in past lives, it is coming from all the past lives. Okay.
Got
Now,
it.
in
So before you
between,
move further, doctor, just
yeah,
let me just unpack it for the people who are watching. So
okay.
you have a mind, you have a
Hmm.
conscious mind, which you said is about 10-20% of the total mind.
Yes,
And then you have
yes.
the subconscious mind, which is
Yeah.
the rest of the, or the
The rest,
larger part of the mind.
larger, 6,000 times more powerful.
Perfect.
Okay.
And in that, we break it down. There is a primitive mind, which is coming from before this life, if you
Yes,
believe in that.
yeah.
And the modern mind, which is coming from the time you take your first breath, or maybe if you
No, no,
believe
no,
in
no. Till
Mahabharat,
when you
is
were
when
in the,
you,
yes,
correct,
yes.
right? हाँ, so
Right from the
अभिमन्यु
moment
ने
you
जैसे
were,
सुना था,
yes, right from the moment you were conceived. In
conceived to
between, till date, like you and me are talking, so even these are creating neural pathways. All right.
perfect, right?
So in between the conscious and the subconscious mind, we have a critical filter. That critical filter is for to protect us. It falls half in the conscious mind and half in the subconscious mind. And this is not developed till the completely developed till the age of 7. So that's why they say ना 7 years तक बच्चा जो बोलते हैं वो डायरेक्टली लेता है. That can create trauma in the subconscious mind. Why? Because see, the critical filter, I said, a little part is in the conscious mind, a little part is in the subconscious mind. So it remains in that conscious mind. Ka critical part remains there for 1.5 hours or till you go to sleep. The moment you go to sleep, the other part of the critical mind opens up and everything goes into the subconscious mind. Clear? Now, in the subconscious mind, we have only two main responses to stressors. One is the fight response. The other is the flight response. Like in our ancestors, when they used to live in the jungle, suppose शेर आया, तो वो क्या करता था? आइदर फाइट करता था या भाग जाता था. अगर फाइट करना है तो उसके हाथों में ताकत आती थी, फ्लाइट करना है तो पैरों में ताकत आती थी. And at the same time, the heart would go pit, 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 pit. Digestion goes for a toss. Breathing becomes heavy. So all these are physiological symptoms which happen. जब भी fight flight response होता है. But as the human mind started evolving, it learned a third response. The third response was playing dead. शेर आया, मैं लेट जाता हूँ, शायद मुझे शेर देख के चला जाएगा, with the hope that the lion will go away. Now this same thing, now we are taking modern man. हम fight, बॉस ने कुछ बोल दिया, we want to punch him. Mother-in-law ने कुछ बोल दिया, तो we want to give it back, we want to fight, but we can't. So fight has changed to anger. Flight, you want to run away, you want to leave the job, but you can't leave the job. That has changed to fear. And what about playing dead? It has changed to modern day depression. But the physiological changes which are happening are the same. Like when you are angry, your heart will go like this, your breathing will become fast, maybe your blood pressure will shoot up, etc., etc. So hypnosis works on the subconscious mind to ease out this fight, flight, playing dead response. Because everything, whatever happens, is being recorded in the subconscious mind in folders. Suppose a fearful event has happened. It has gone in one folder. A fearful event like maybe as a child, your teacher has fired you in front of the whole class. That has gone in a folder. When you grow up, father ne gussa kiya. It will go in the same folder. That is fear of authority. वही चीज बॉस करेगा, it will go in the same folder. Out of fear, you turn into a very submissive person. And there are only two fears which we are born with: one, fear of noise and fear of falling. The rest are all acquired. And which can be acquired can definitely be अपना जन्म से अधिकार समझ के तो सब नहीं आते हैं ना, except for fear of noise and fear of falling. That वो भी लेकिन लोग ठीक करते हैं कि उनको अगर ये है कि मुझे बंजी जंपिंग करना ही है, they do, no, they do. So that was the concept of the mind.
Okay, so as I understood it and going deeper into it, the basic responses are three in the modern world, which is fight, flight, and depression. So basically, play dead. I do it a lot with my dog just to play with him. I just lie down and he'll come around. Ki, kya ho gaya, bhai, sab theek hai? And he'll start licking me too, thinking that, you know, he'll, and then when I wake up, he gets really excited कि उसने मुझे जिंदा कर दिया. So I do that a bit.
शेर आएगा तो नहीं काम करेगा ये.
हाँ, वो नहीं काम करेगा. You're absolutely right. So I think it's very interesting to hear about, you know, how we are, how as modern people we have taken what maybe the primitive man had and used it in the practical life here, and it just is. Mind is magical. मैं एक सवाल पूछूंगा आपसे and then we can continue on the discussion of connecting it to hypnotherapy. Mind कहाँ होता है?
Mind is like a ball of energy existing around us. Maybe it's about 6 feet in diameter. Everybody's mind का size उतना ही होता है. Maybe you, me, the beggar on the road, or it can be Bill Clinton. Mind is like a woolly energy existing around you, which is about 6 feet to your diameter.
This, thank you so much for answering this, because every time, I'm sure when you meet with your clients, you ask them, where's your problem? Oh, I have trouble in my mind. Where? They'll go right here.
But they'll go
अरे
right
यहाँ
here.
brain है,
Yeah.
यहाँ mind नहीं
That is
है.
the brain. वो
So,
mind का software है वो.
absolutely. So let's continue on. So now we have these challenges, we have these issues, we have these fears, and that takes us to anxiety, stress, depression. So how does hypnotherapy come in all of this?
Okay, see, like I said, I do clinical hypnosis, hypnotherapy. I use hypnosis to do therapy. Hypnosis is not, everybody think that hypnosis is a sleep state. It's nothing, but it is not a sleep state. In fact, in a state of hypnosis, you are so focused. All your senses are so alert that if you hear a spoon falling somewhere, for you it will be as if a big huge plate has fallen, because you're so hypersensitive to the sounds, all your senses. So it's not sleep. In fact, if I'm putting somebody under hypnosis to do the therapy, and if there is a fire, किसी ने चिल्लाया आग लगी, तो वो मेरे से पहले वो भागेगा. Okay. So what happens in a state of hypnosis? We relax the client to such a level that the conscious mind is awake but gives up control. The critical mind also gives up control, and whatever the suggestions what we have to put in the client's mind is discussed first. Completely पूरा हम क्वेश्चनर देते हैं जिसमें उनकी suggestibility मालूम पड़ती है. Suggestibility is how you take in information and how you put it out. Like the same language cannot be used for everybody. The language has to differ. So वो questionnaire के बाद then we decide what is the issue, and then कि तुमको किस तरह से इसको सुधारना है. And then we actually make a script. We read out the script to the client. The client okays it. Yeah, this is fine. And then we do the hypnosis. So in that state, there are 3 states in hypnosis. So we understand to the movement of the eyes. So when we realize that when the eyeballs, first they will move like that only. Then when the eyeballs roll up like this completely, that means the person is in a deep hypnotic state, and we give the suggestions. And those suggestions work. If they don't remember the suggestions, in fact, that is the best way. Why? Because they're in a very deep state. Sometimes they suffer from amnesia. मुझे मालूम नहीं, I had zoned out completely. But they're not asleep. So in fact, तभी पैसा मान के हाँ अभी now this person will follow the suggestions, and उसके subconscious mind में, because subconscious mind is 6,000 times more powerful, ना?
This comes to an interesting question, what you were saying. And in fact, 2 questions. First question is, that means everything from our prior lives is stored in the subconscious mind. Did I get that correct?
Yes. Because the soul is the same, no?
Awesome.
The soul is the same. खाली जो change होता है वो bodies change होती है. Cool. So all this imprinting is actually happening. हम subconscious बोलते हैं, but actually it is soul.
True.
It is
absolutely.
Soul. And so, everybody's soul is united, the same.
Absolutely, yeah. I completely, I'm with you on it. I talk about it a lot as well. So tell me, let's start 3 interesting. So, the first 3 most interesting cases you've worked with. Then I'll go to my next. It's a leading question, by the way. I'll go to the next one after that. But ये सवाल है कि आपके लिए 3 कैसे interesting questions आए? Because I'm sure there's must be a lot of cases you worked with. So pick any 3 and let's talk a little bit briefly about each one of them.
I have not done this, but when we were learning hypnotherapy, that is 18 years back, This incident was told to us by our teacher. In America, there was a 35-year-old man who suddenly started saying that I am going to die, I am going to die, and maybe marne wala hu. He was shown to the best of doctors and hale and hearty, everything fine with him. The doctor said, you're hale and hearty, you're not going to die. Then finally, he went to a hypnotherapist. The hypnotherapist regressed him in age. Regression is when you go back in age.
Okay.
That now you're like that issue that you're going to die. What age is it related to? He went back to when he was just 5 days old. 5 days
Okay.
old, and he was in an incubator.
Hmm.
All right. And he was quite serious, and two nurses were discussing with each other, this fellow is going to die.
Hmm.
Okay, finish. End of the story that time. Now what happened? Before he started saying, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, his friend's wife had given birth to a baby. So he went with his wife to see the baby, and the baby was in the incubator. That incubator triggered that memory that he's going to die. The moment it was bought, he became aware कि मैं इसलिए बोलता था. After that, it's a very spooky experience which I've had. Unbelievable experience. Like when a client comes to me, I take a drawing from them. From the drawing, I go to the core issue. Within 15 minutes, I'm at the core issue. So when I saw the drawing, something showed in the drawing that this person has got a foreign energy in his body. All right. I'm not trying to spook the people who are watching this, but this is what has happened actually. So I asked him कि तुम्हें ऐसे लगता है that आपके अंदर कुछ है. So husband and wife had come. So they both are looking at each other, saying exactly that is why we have come to you कि आप hypnosis करते हो. When he was 25 years old, he was doing his CA की पढ़ाई कर रहा था Calcutta में, and they had two flats. One जिसमें रहते थे, एक में वो पढ़ाई करने जाता था. तो वो बोला मैं पेट पे लेट के पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ, उतने में खिड़की में से गश ऑफ विंड केम और मुझे ऐसे लगा कि मेरे पैर से कुछ अंदर आया है. एंड उसके बाद से मुझे पायल की आवाज सुनाई पड़ती है. स्पूकी, वेरी स्पूकी.
It's giving me goosebumps.
Yes. And actually he had dark circles. He's saying I have not slept well since that time, because जब भी वो आवाज आती है मैं डर जाता हूँ. एंड देन डाउजर से भी क्राउन चक्र को चेक किया. क्राउन चक्र में जब भी हम डाउजर रखते हैं, इट हैज टू नो व्हाट्स अ डाउजर. या एनीवे आई विल शो इट टू द.
Yes, please, for our viewers, please
Yeah,
show it
for
us.
this is a dowser.
Yeah.
So this catches the energy of the chakras. All right. So your crown chakra, if you I hold it over your crown chakra, or any human being, oh wow. Any human being's crown chakra, it will always move in a clockwise direction. It's a positive movement. That means because everybody is connected to the universe, not to God. Unka anti-clockwise घूम रहा था. So that we had been taught that this is another way of checking whether there is foreign energy. हम दूसरा word नहीं यूज, हम foreign energy बोलते हैं. Then I did hypnotherapy on him, and there are ways to release those foreign energies. वो किया. His wife was sitting there. Usually मैं नहीं बिठाती हूँ because I only need the client. But I made his wife sit because if सच्ची बोलो तो मैं भी डरी हुई थी. And then उसके बाद when I brought him out, फिर जब वापस से डाउजर से जब क्राउन चक्र चेक किया तो it was moving in a clockwise direction.
No.
And उसके बाद he didn't have a episode of hearing that.
Super. So two cases, so varied ones. One is the entities, and the other one is all about the fear
यानी
of death.
hypnotherapy में वो भी होता है.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Again, this is not to get scared about, because my understanding of entities is, look, they're just like energies. We are
Absolutely.
all energies. At this point, we are within a body, or we are manifested into a physical space. The other energies are not manifested
Not
physically for
manifested,
whatever
yeah.
reason. So, coming back to more, I guess, day-to-day issues, does hypnotherapy work on anxiety and stress? वहां पे
Absolutely.
हाँ,
Brilliantly. It works brilliantly. Panic attacks it works brilliantly, because panic attack is nothing but anxiety which has been accumulated, and your body goes in an auto mode.
हम्म,
Suddenly you realize ke sab theek hai, but fir bhi I am getting a panic attack. But the symptoms will be the same as the fight flight. फाइट
हम्म,
फ्लाइट में जो होता है वो ही पैनिक अटैक में होता है. तो कहाँ ना कहाँ मेमोरीज हैं, इतनी मेमोरीज हैं दैट ऑटो मोड में बॉडी चले जाती है, and you get a panic attack. You think that there was this case of this a very young man where he's IT में था वो. एक बार रिक्शा में बैठे बैठे उसको पैनिक अटैक आया, जबरदस्त पैनिक अटैक आया, एंड ही वाज टेकन टू द हॉस्पिटल के अटैक आया, हार्ट अटैक करके. बट एवरीथिंग वाज फाइन, and then he was brought to me. And during the conversation, that boy was carrying so much hatred for his parents. 0 to 7, I said 0 to 7, you have to be very particular what you tell your child. Wasn't brought up properly, wasn't given that love. The father had not given him the love. The mother had given extra love. Two bipolar parenting style. Then hypnosis में 2-3 sessions करना पड़ा. Now he's fit and fine. He's, I think, a strapping 44-year-old man now, doing extremely well abroad.
wow. So unpacking your process now. So what basically, as I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong. So a person would come to you with a challenge or an issue, and then you would regress them to a particular place in their. So what you said was a
Own.
modern mind,
Yeah.
modern memory में जाके wherever this issue has triggered from,
Yes.
and then you go and resolve that part from which
Exactly.
everything
And they
else starts with.
themselves say when they are in the hypnotic space, their mind will go exactly to the age, to that scene. It will, because the suggestion what we give is that go to the scene which has the first scene
Hmm,
which created this issue, the first scene. So
hmm.
usually they go back to from 0 to 7, usually to 0 to 7.
Wow. So the subconscious mind is so powerful, and it actually has all the answers, but you need
All the
all
answers.
right. And
It's,
the only reason that we just don't listen to it, and
we
then
don't
we
listen. And it's like a small child. छोटे बच्चे को हम कैसे उल्लू बना सकते हैं ना, मतलब तुमको चॉकलेट दूंगी ये खा ले, वैसे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड ऑल्सो इज लाइक अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड. जो तुम उसको बोलो वो बिलीव करेगा. तो क्यों नहीं अच्छी अच्छी चीजें बोलो कि यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट, यू आर लव्ड, यू आर कमिंग अप इन लाइफ. अच्छी अच्छी चीजें बोलो ना, खराब चीजें क्यों बोलना है.
ट्रू. तो एक सवाल और आया मेरे लिए आपके
बोलो.
लिए. आपने बोला भूत दिखते हैं, ये सब दिख सकते हैं, तो क्या हम अपनी पास्ट लाइफ में भी जाते हैं?
ऑफ कोर्स.
हाँ.
ऑफ कोर्स. That is a huge baggage. But usually when, at least when clients come to me, they want to do past life in the first session itself. I tell them, देखो हमारा घर अगर गंदा है, हम बाजू वाले का घर जाके पहले नहीं साफ करते ना, पहले हमारा घर साफ करते हैं.
राइट.
करेक्ट.
यस.
तो लेट्स सी योर दिस लाइफ टाइम पहले क्लियर करेंगे ना.
हाँ.
तो यूजुअली ये लाइफ टाइम में हमको क्लैरिटी मिल जाती है, तो जैसे नहीं पास्ट लाइफ नहीं करना है.
Interesting. Yes, absolutely. Totally with you. So, childhood traumas. You said it resolves childhood traumas. It
Yes.
resolves. So, एक और बड़ा दो चैलेंजेस हैं हमारी लाइफ में आजकल बड़े बड़े। एक है
बोलो।
हमारा इंसोम्निया,
हम्म।
दूसरा है हमारा एडिक्शन। एंड एडिक्शन आई डोंट मीन टू substance
Addiction,
abuse.
yeah,
It's to everything, right? It's like
everything. It
Instagram,
can be, it can be.
Netflix.
देखो इसमें है ना, द फर्स्ट क्राइटेरिया इज दैट यू हैव टू बी रेडी टू चेंज. The person, the client who is coming to me should be ready to change, because his mother wants to him to get all right, or his wife wants him to get all right. Stop, वो नहीं चलेगा. That the person who has got the addiction has to be ready कि मुझे छोड़ना है. That is the first battle won. फिर वो वॉर जिताने के लिए I am there.
So then, okay, let's ask another question. Let's go back and ask, because I think addiction is something important. Why do addictions happen from your perspective? Why do they get created?
Initially, it is just shock.
Huh.
That slowly starts turning into a habit. And after that, like for example, smoking. We don't even realize, कभी आपने पॉकेट से सिगरेट निकाला, कभी जलाई, कभी आपके फिंगर में. You don't even realize that. That's the time कि actual addiction हो गया, कि जब आपको realization भी नहीं हुआ कि आप सिगरेट कभी उठा के पी. So they are habits. Addictions are habits. Starting छोटे छोटे से शुरू होता है. Then see, whatever we do now, we create neural pathways. Whatever we do. It's like a highway. या तो पाइप ले लो. पाइप में पानी जा रहा है. ऑलराइट, पतली पाइप है, पानी जा रहा है. फिर उसके बाद स्लोली स्लोली वो पाइप मोटी होती है, एंड वाटर विल गश. द मोमेंट we start repeating the same thing again and again and again for that thing, आप वहां पे ह्यूज पाइप्स बना देते हो. जब लीस्ट रेजिस्टेंस होता है, जो एनर्जी होती है वो पहले वहां पे भागेगी. उसको रेजिस्टेंस नहीं है ना, वहां पे इजी फ्लो है. इट्स द सेम वे लाइक दैट. दैट इज हाउ हैबिट्स. अगर स्टार्टिंग में ही आपने पकड़ लिया उसको, बट क्या ना मजा आती है ना ये सब चीजें करने. तो योर सी सबकॉन्शियस माइंड नोज ओनली टू थिंग्स, पेन, प्लेजर. अवॉइड पेन और प्लेजर को embrace करो. So they start with, maybe I know of a person who lost his mother and his father was going to remarry at the age of 14. His father was going to remarry. He started smoking at the age of 14 because pain था ना, तो pleasure के लिए. And slowly it became a habit.
जैसे बचपन में हमें अच्छा अच्छा काम किया है चॉकलेट खाओ, अच्छा काम किया है चॉकलेट खाओ, सडनली चॉकलेट बिकम लाइक वाओ, इट्स लाइक माय
Wow.
एफ्रोडीजियाक.
Absolutely. And you get addicted to what, कि लोग मेरी तारीफ करें,
हाँ,
मुझे
चॉकलेट है,
वाह
मुझे
बोले.
चॉकलेट.
दैट बिकम्स अ चॉकलेट ना. तो वो पर्सनालिटी में फर्क पड़ता है फिर.
Yeah, I just had a root canal this morning and my dentist gave me a toffee and felt so good after the
Oh.
pain. So same to
Okay.
you, absolutely right. I think there's so much to unpack with what you've just said.
Hmm.
So basically, just to close off on this segment, what you said was addiction happens because we're going from pain to pleasure.
Yeah.
Something gives us pleasure, so we pick that up. Initially, we think it's fun and interesting, and then as we continue doing it, basically in action becoming a habit, we continue doing it, the neural
Neural
pathways
pathways.
become
Absolutely.
bigger and bigger,
Bigger
and
and bigger.
they get to a point when they become our second nature, and like
Absolutely.
was हम ये
Absolutely.
हो गए.
Bang on, bang on.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
There's so much information for everybody who's listening. Dr. Afshan, before we go, I would leave up to you any last words for our viewers, and then because you know what, there is a whole segment of two things which I could hear, which we need to do separately. One is going into past life and regression there, because I think interesting, and दूसरा आपका entities वाला वो भी बहुत interesting होगा जब हम बात करें.
उसके बाद आई डोंट थिंक सो एंटिटीज वाला मेरे पास केस आया है.
No, but we want to go details into it because understanding entities, I think it's very important because, correct me if I'm wrong, there's entities are a cause of lot of these mental health issues which we don't connect with or don't realize.
Not much, not
ओके
much, not
ओके
much. No, not much.
ठीक
What
है, तो हम
happened?
पास
वो
लेके
शायद
जाओ.
वो टाइम पे उसकी ऑरा वीक हो गई रहेगी.
हाँ.
बिकॉज पीपल लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो सुसाइड करते हैं, जो सडन एक्सीडेंटल डेथ हो जाता है जिसका, उनकी आत्मा लाइक for 13 days they are hovering in on earth. They are supposed to look up where there is a beautiful white light to greet them, but they're so busy looking down, they don't believe that हम मर गए हैं. So that time passes off.
Okay,
So
I
that is
understood.
why always be happy, always be positive. No, honestly, because when you're happy, when you're positive, when you're radiant, your aura is very strong. If your aura is strong, it's protecting you. It's like a bubble wrap around you. God
True,
has sent you with
absolutely.
a bubble wrap. Yeah, God is very kind, very loving. He has sent us human beings with a lovely bubble wrap known as aura to keep us safe.
So beautiful platinum words by doctor. One is be kind, be joyful, be happy, so that your aura is so strong that nothing can penetrate it.
Penetrate. Only happiness will penetrate. And you know what? जो है ना, that is what you will attract.
True, 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 true. Yes,
अगर
absolutely.
if your life is not going on a proper track, understand कि मैंने क्या किया है जिससे ये experiences को मैं invite करती हूँ. Don't point fingers outside, point it inside. And there is something I make my clients do this. Affirmations, everybody knows what is affirmations. I'm healthy, I'm happy. Something known as affirmations, which is, why is it that I am so happy? Why is it that I'm so healthy? Why is it? Uske baad only positive, not negative. The universe will send you those experiences.
Okay. So don't answer the questions. Just ask them and leave the universe को थोड़ा सा काम करने दो.
Leave it to the, yeah.
हाँ. हम लोग को लगता है हमें ही सारा काम करना.
No,
नहीं
no,
भाई,
no, no,
थोड़ा
no,
सा
no,
काम
no.
भगवान और
ये
यूनिवर्स के लिए
करके
छोड़ दो.
थोड़ा सा नहीं, पूरा काम वही करता है. हमको खाली we have to ask.
Yes,
Ask दिल से
absolutely.
ये करो, थैंक यू बोल दो. पहले मैं ऐसे करती हूँ, मैं पहले ही थैंक यू बोल देती हूँ. थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी दिस. हालांकि वो चीज आई नहीं है, बट
और फिर देना ही पड़ेगा. थैंक यू बोल दिया तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा.
एक्चुअली जैसे अभी मैं बोलूंगी
So absolutely, wow. So Dr. Afshan, it's been a pleasure. I've been laughing
सेम
and
थिंग.
enjoying myself completely throughout this episode. Your aura is truly magnetic and pulling. It's like आपने जो it's like हर एक सेकंड में आपने उसको एक सिचुएशन को इतना joyful and pleasure बनाया है. It's just amazing. And for
थैंक
our
यू.
viewers, you know what? Please, if you liked it, if you had fun, एक काम करो. एंड आई बिलीव इन कर्मा. अगर आपको पसंद है ना, दूसरे के साथ शेयर करो. उनका भी कर्मा इंप्रूव करो, खुद का भी करो और शेयर करते जाओ. और हमारे थोड़े से सेल्फिश रीजंस के लिए हमें भी सब्सक्राइब कर दो. So thank you so much, doctor, and for everybody who's watching, thank you for watching Brainwash. And